So what happened this week? Well, a ton of stuff. I went to multiple thrift stores. I hit up an estate sale. I went to a really good garage sale, and I just have an amazing haul for you. I'm in a neighborhood I've never been to in my town of Gig Harbor to pick up an antique washstand with a marble top. So there it is. It's pretty. Some of the drawers stick, but it's still pretty. Look at the wood, look at the handles. So I'm so excited. I found my linen pants. I had a very particular style I wanted. I wanted them to be linen, and I wanted them to be really wide-legged. So these are super wide-legged. I have been hunting for linen pants, and I was not having any luck at any of the thrift stores. So I'm supposed to be heading to the store. I'm covering for Jody again today. It's Friday, but there's a garage sale on the way. So I decided I was going to make a little pit stop. So that really paid off. Yes, I'm gonna be late to my store, but I got some good stuff. After work, I was inspired to head to the Goodwill in Port Orchard, where I scored a ton of stuff. There was about 5 of these little animal cups with these really cute graphics. I snagged all of them, and even though they're not old, I know they'll be hot sellers in the store. I could just totally see these like in a man cave or in a retro 1970s house. And this was just so boho. I just had to show you this little pagoda, which is in the midst of all of this hyacinth. So it's so pretty. I think that's hyacinth. I'm not sure. Anyways, I better run. It's time to hit the road. Hi guys, it's Saturday. It was a good thrifting day yesterday. Now I'm at Epic Antiques and I'm gonna try to be in and out really fast, and then I'm heading over to Lander Street. And then afterwards, I'm gonna go get some dim sum. So I brought in that little brass table and that bamboo stand, but look how messy the booth looked. It certainly needed some fluffing. This is why I need to come every week. But I was really glad that there was a lot of open spaces. Brought that one, and I brought that. So that is so exciting. I just sold that repurposed dresser. I had a little like really boho little cabinet that had a bunch of beautiful designs on it. That sold, so that's really exciting. So I got online super fast. I found this really cool Asian cabinet. I'm gonna pick it up. Wow, so I got the cabinet, but the other thing I got a set of food dogs. They're super, super heavy, made of marble, white, really stunning. I'm in the International District of Seattle right now, and I'm gonna attempt, and I should think positive, it will happen. I want to get some dim sum to go. Oh, good. While I'm waiting for my dim sum, let's take a little walk through the International District of Seattle, which is a very eclectic neighborhood. then I got steamed barbecued pork buns, which are so delicious. And even though I'm trying to cut down on sweets, I had to get these little like egg custard tarts. Yum. So I only have an hour before Epic Antique closes, and I have to finish up there and unload this cabinet I bought, which I'll show you, and I'll show you the food dogs too. So, but first, some food, and I'm gonna watch a video. I'm right in the middle of watching, gosh, I can't remember what her channel is, but she is from Switzerland or Denmark, one of those cold countries, and she moved to France, and it's a video about thrift stores in France. Exciting. So here's that beautiful cabinet. I paid $45 for it. I don't know how old it is. I mean, her mom was 89 years old, and she's moving with her daughter to California. And then here's those food dogs. Oh my gosh, these are amazing. They are so heavy, but they're gonna look really good. Good morning, guys. It's Sunday today, and it's actually Mother's Day. And my mom, I don't know if you know this, but I'm Mexican, and my mom is making chile verde, which is one of my favorite dishes that she makes. So I'm going over there at 3 o'clock, and I wasn't gonna do any thrifting today, but today is the last day of an estate sale in the town over from me, Tacoma, Washington. So I'm heading there right now.
So how about 50 for the whole lot?
Okay. I got some good stuff, but now I'm looking for a bank because they only take cash. Oh, I see a Wells Fargo down there. All right, let's go. Who's ready to see some amazing thrifted items? I know I am, because pretty much I bought them, I boxed them up, and I haven't seen them since. So I love going over my thrifted finds with you. So at that thrift store, which is becoming probably one of my favorite thrift stores as far as barware and kitchen items go, I found these beautiful, very heavy crystal glasses, and I knew they were something special when I looked on the bottom, and I could see, you probably can't see it because it's very faint, but it says RLL. And so sure enough, they're Ralph Lauren. I found a set of 4 of them, and I cannot even believe it. These are not vintage, and they are running upwards of like $200 for a set of 6 of them. I saw 2 of them for $88. I saw 1 for $40. So that is such a good find on these, and they are really beautiful. I mean, I knew they were special because they're so heavy, and then I love that diamond pattern on them. Let's see, right there, you can see it. Beautiful diamond pattern. So anyways, great score. So I almost left these behind. They are vintage trays that have like pheasants on them. Is it this way? I think it's probably that way. Yes, this way. So they have these pheasants on them. They look to be like hand painted, and they're actually from Japan, and they are vintage, probably from the 60s. So these I saw, I like these right away. So pretty. And then I have a bigger one, a serving platter. And I looked on the back, and this is Noritake Folkstone, and they actually comped pretty well. I paid $5.99 for this one, the bigger one. And I think if I remember right, the comps are like $35 to $45. So we'll probably put maybe like $28 on it, and it'll go to the store. Also at that thrift store, I got this little acrylic lucite butterfly trivet. It is super filthy. I need to clean that, which I'm going to do right after this video. But I did want to show it to you because I think it's really cool. And it goes along with the hot items that I was talking about next week, or the easy pickups, I should say. And this one was only $3.99, and once it's all cleaned up, it's going to look really good, and I will put probably $18 on it. I don't know about putting anything hot on it. Maybe it wasn't meant to be a trivet. Maybe it's just meant to be like a little tray. So here's something I was actually surprised that I was attracted to and picked up, and that is this cutting board that you hang on the wall, but it's got this rooster, and it says good morning. And I think the reason why I was attracted to it is it's extremely boho looking, with all the aquamarine and the peacock blue in it and the red. And I don't know, somehow I looked at it and I'm like, I know somebody's really gonna like this one. So I paid $4.99 for it. I thought that was a good deal, and I think this one's gonna go to my boho booth. From the one garage sale, I picked up this beautiful vintage lamp. I love this amber glass. And it does have the harp. It didn't have a lampshade, but that's fine because I have a couple of lampshades back at the store. So this is really cool. I have a couple lamps at my antique booth. And so once 1 or 2 of those sell, I'll go ahead and take this one in. I love me a good textile. And this one I thought was very cool. It almost has like a mid-century modern look to it. It doesn't appear to be wool. It feels more like a cotton feeling to it, but it's very cool. I love the color scheme. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it or what I'm going to price it at, but I think it's pretty amazing. Basket, and then in the basket is a bunch of bottles. So we have this one and this one and this little one, this one, and then this one, and a couple of even tiny ones. And so, you know, what's interesting is typically I don't look for bottles, but I had picked up a bunch of bottles like a year or two ago, and they actually did really, really well. And so when I saw all these, I just snatched them up, you know, because I'm getting them so cheap, right? So even if I only mark them at $1, $2, $3, you know, I'm still making money off of them, and they look really cool in a display. I typically don't pick up teapots, but for some reason, this one grabbed my attention. It has a very Art Deco look to it, and I love that it had like this stainless steel top. And then I started taking a look at it, and look what happens with the little top part. You open it up and it has a built-in tea strainer. And well, of course it's that fancy because it was actually made in Royal Rochester in England. So it's an English teapot, and I did comp these. They go anywhere between like $45, like $35 to like $45. And so this was just basically I had made a big pile, and he gave me a price of $25 for the whole pile. So this was part of that pile, so that was a really good deal on this. And I'm not sure if I'll put this online. It looks like the top had come off at one point, and then it had been glued like back on. You can kind of see that, right? Anyways, it's a beautiful teapot. Totally grabbed my attention, which is very unusual because typically I'm not attracted to teapots, even though I have 3 myself. I got a ton of art at that estate sale I went to on Mother's Day. Look, like these are really cool. So these are Mexican feathercraft, and they're in these carved wood frames, and they are just stunning. I know there's a lot of glare on the camera, but look how beautiful they are. And when I saw these, I'm like, man, these are just like so boho. I have to get them. I thought they were really spendy at $10 a piece. And basically it was the last day of the sale. It wasn't even at the start of the sale. And I just said, hey, you know, what if I bought a ton of stuff, would you give me a bigger discount than 50%? And she said, I don't know. And I said, well, I'll just make a big pile and then you can tell me, right? So I made this big pile. I had a ton of stuff. So I made a big pile, put all my items that I wanted in there. And at the end, she said, okay, let's just make it $50. So that was such a good deal because even though everything was 50% off, I still had quite a bit of stuff, well over $50. So yes, so I got these 2. Actually, I guess that the 2 black ones are a set, and then the other one, no, this one's actually bigger. Anyways, I got 4 of these all together. 5 if you count this one, even though this doesn't have that fancy carved wood frame. It is so beautiful, and it looks to be Asian. And I don't know if that's paper behind it, but it looks like wallpaper is what it looks like. I know there's so much glare, it's hard really to see, but it is a beautiful, beautiful print. And I don't know what I'm gonna charge for this one. I even like the frame. I love that kind of light blonde wood, but very pretty. I got this vintage fan from that estate sale. This one had an original price of $20, so at 50% it would have been $10. And it's heavy. I didn't even plug it in to see if it works, but I almost can guarantee you it does. Like I said in my video, copper is in, and there was a beautiful copper pot, and I just kicked myself because somebody beat me to it. But I did get this fish copper mold, which is really cool. So these are becoming popular, and this is an old one. So I love this. I don't know what I'm gonna price it at. I've never bought a copper mold before in my life. And so anyways, this will be interesting doing some research on this. I got 2 Victorian frames, empty frames, beautiful wood, beautiful detail. Look how gorgeous that frame is. So pretty. And what I'm thinking of doing is on Etsy, you can actually pay and do a downloadable print of like oil landscape paintings. And I'm thinking about like doing that and then having it printed on matte paper, like heavy stock matte paper, and then putting it in each of these frames. The wood is missing on this one, but that's fine. I'm totally good with that. I also got this really cool vintage lamp. Look how cool that is. That's very 70s. It's a great pop of green color. And I have to show you this guy. So I have a story about this. So I picked one of these up a couple, I don't even know how long, but it's just a single one. And I don't even know why I picked it up. Maybe it was in a pile of stuff I bought. And I was looking at him the other day and I'm like, what am I gonna do with just this single Sphinx? And then what do you know? They had a single one at that sale. So I'm like, yes, I'm gonna get it. I went to a Goodwill yesterday. I didn't find a ton of stuff, but I did find this, and this is so good. It is a moody landscape. And then I also picked this one up, which is a Mexican folk art painting on paper of 2 birds, extremely boho, so cool. I think it is awesome. And I think on this one, I only paid $6.99. I got this. So this is interesting. I am not familiar with this pottery, which is called Rumrow. So I did look it up. It was an Ohio company started by an artist, a pottery artist by the name of George Rumhill, who died in 1949. And so he made this type of glazed pottery, which is, it's very reminiscent of like Bauer and Hall and gosh, I'm always trying to think of the other Ohio potteries. But anyways, it's very reminiscent of that style of pottery. California pottery kind of has that, this kind of glaze. Anyways, I love the color. Originally it was $10, but it was part of that $50 bundle. Hey, so thanks for joining me on this week's adventure. I so enjoyed having you guys along. And if you get a chance to get out and do some thrifting, I hope the thrifting gods are with you and you find some fabulous stuff. And otherwise, I will see you next week.